Morning guys, I'm Keith and this is Panther Creek Bushcraft. Today I'd like to talk to you about a way to start a fire in wet weather. When everything is soaking wet, you can still find dry tinder. Now what you want to do is find some wood and you shave off the outside. The outside is wet, so you cut into it until you get to dry wood. In really wet weather, you may have to get a bigger piece of wood and actually split it to get to the center where it's good and dry. All right? Now, I know some of you are thinking, okay, he's going to make feather sticks. I'm not going to make feather sticks. My opinion on feather sticks is they're a waste of time. When you need a fire, you need a fire. There's no sense in monkeying around trying to make something that looks like a chia pet when you can just make the shavings and use those just as easily. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to start off by having some place where we can collect our shavings. We don't want them falling on the wet ground. And all we're going to do is make cuts. We're going to try and keep them as thin as possible. And the way you know you're doing it right is you see how it curls. The more that curls, the more perfect that piece is. When I get something like that, I just tear it off, get it out of the way. Now by doing it this way, you don't have to worry about anything that falls off because you're going to use it. You want it off of there anyway. And what you're going to want is a handful like this, a big double handful. Okay, I'm not going to bore you watching me carve this wood, so I'll come back when I get what I need. Okay, as you can see, I've got a good handful here of shavings, and this will be enough to get a fire going under most conditions. If it's extremely wet, you might want double this amount, but this is going to be good enough for today. Now, I kept these off to the side because I wanted to show you. See how curly some of these are? That is a perfect shaving. That you would not believe just how thin that is. Now, while you can get those, it's really hard to get them that good where they stay on the stick like a feather stick, all right? With this, you can go a lot faster and you can get just as good a quality product without all the hassle. I'm just really not a fan of feather sticks. Now maybe somewhere up north, where you have different woods, it might be different, but here in the eastern woodlands, where you're stuck working with hardwoods most of the time, this is really the only way to go. Okay, so how do we get this lit? Obviously you can use a Bic. They work exceptionally great. I mean, it would literally take 1 or 2 seconds to get this going. These really fine ones like this, if you put those all together in one spot and hit it with a ferro rod, those will strike up just like that. Now in wet weather, my preferred method for fire starting is 1, a cigarette lighter, or 2, char cloth or charred punk wood, whatever I have. I'm a big fan of the char for fire starting. sharper spot. Now, I just lay that in there. And there we have fire. Okay, I guess that's about all I have to say today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.